Welcome to Community Heals, where we strengthen our community by fostering understanding and empathy while we read picture books for all ages. Please join me as we read a story to feel and to heal. Today we have an intergenerational story. However, it's mostly understood by school-age children. One Thursday Afternoon, written and illustrated by Barbara DeLorenzo. The subject matter of this story is school lockdown drills. However, fear is universal. One Thursday afternoon. One Thursday afternoon, Granddad picked up Ava from school. "Hey, Ava," said Granddad. "What's wrong, kiddo?" "Nothing," Ava said. "I have a little surprise for you. I packed a picnic and our paints," said Granddad. Ava didn't answer. After a while, they stopped at a nature trail. Ava sighed. "Can we just go home?" "Not quite yet," Granddad said. "But I had a bad day. I just want to be alone right now," Ava said. "That's okay. I won't talk," said Granddad. "We can both be alone together." So they were quiet. The ducks not so much. After their picnic, Granddad asked, "Are you ready to paint?" "I guess," Ava said. "Before you use your paintbrush, Ava, use all your senses," Granddad said. Ava kept still. She looked up at the trees. She listened for the birds, smelled the cool air, and felt the earth under her feet. Suddenly, her cheeks felt hot and her eyes felt wet. "Granddad, I have something to say. I was so scared today. We had a lockdown drill at school. We had to hide in a safe place in our classroom, but I thought my classroom was already safe." Granddad sat close. "That does sound scary." "When I was your age, we had safety drills called duck and cover. We had to hide under our desks," he said. "It was hard for us, too, to understand. I never admitted it, but I was really scared back then. I still am sometimes." Ava took a deep breath. "Even you?" "Even me," said Granddad. "But Ava, even though the world is scary, it's also a beautiful place." "Sometimes," said Ava. "Let's paint now." Ava felt a little better, but as Granddad went to his easel, she felt the sadness creep back. Granddad, you may have been scared in school, but did you ever see the news reports of schools in danger? She asked. I sometimes do. I didn't, Ava, said Granddad. You're right that the world can seem pretty different than when I was growing up. But whether it's scary or beautiful or both, I'm here to listen. Ava still felt a little scared, but talking helped. So did quiet. And so did painting, using all her senses. Let's paint outside again, said Ava. Granddad smiled. How about tomorrow? As the leaves rustled and the ducks quacked, Ava and Granddad packed up and headed home. The book concludes with a note from the author. I didn't expect to create this book. I had funny stories in mind. That changed when I experienced an actual lockdown during an author visit to an elementary school. As the adults stood chatting after my last presentation, an alarm rang, the signal for an active lockdown. The school librarian quickly locked the door, shut off the lights, and pulled the shades. We'd huddled in a corner for 45 minutes, not knowing whether an intruder was in our building. I thought of the children with whom I had been sharing my love of art and books not even an hour prior. I wondered if they were having a hard time keeping quiet, if they were thinking of what might happen, if they were as scared as I was. We later learned that there was no active threat, yet everyone felt the impact of what might have been. For more than a year, I wrestled with the idea of creating a book prompted by this day. I kept trying to walk away from such a hard topic, yet every news story about schools in danger renewed my sense that there was a place for a book like this. Even a preparatory lockdown drill can prompt fears of what if. This is just one fear kids may experience in places that should feel safe. I wanted to validate all those feelings kids have about things that scare them. And I wanted to remind adults that our job is to listen. Just as people in my life had truly listened to me. One of these people was my father. When I was a child, I loved talking to him about everything, big or small. He was always ready for a long conversation and would treat me with respect. In that spirit of my father, Granddad came into focus as a safe outlet for Ava to share her fears. No matter how old we are, often fear comes close. What can we do when it does? In a world that may seem full of danger and anxiety, fear won't go away entirely. But fostering certain habits can help us in preparation. Just like Ava and Granddad, you can try to listen well, talk when you're ready, Offer companionship. Stay close to someone you love. Do something creative, art or music or a science experiment, using all your senses. Spend time in nature, breathe, and notice beauty. As Granddad says, even though the world is scary, it is also a beautiful place. May we listen well to those around us, helping one another build resilience and courage. I could not have said it better than the author herself. This was One Thursday Afternoon, written and illustrated by Barbara DiLorenzo. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you soon.